First, I want to thank you all for watching, subscribing, and commenting. It means so much to me. I appreciate all the positive feedback, constructive criticism, and encouraging messages. This past week has been mind-blowing to say the least, and I'm so grateful for you all. So, is our purpose to be weird? And what is weird? Here's some definitions I found. Having an unusually strange character or behavior, deviating from the normal, or being eccentric, unexpected, supernatural, or unearthly. The etymology is from the word weird in Nordic, W-Y-R-D, meaning destiny or fate, coming from turning or becoming. So let's look at some weird people I admire. Nikola Tesla, and he said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. Believing you're not the source of what flows through you? Weird." Leonardo da Vinci wrote in verse, studied animal and human anatomy, dissected them, he studied nature, and he wrote this quote, "Nature is the source of all true knowledge. She has her own logic, her own laws. She has no effect without cause, nor invention without necessity." So he was personifying or revering nature. That's weird. One of my neighbors, he sits with his coffee every morning and he just waves at cars as the sun rises. And I smile and wave and stop to speak with him sometimes. It's weird. I was at a drive-thru the other day and this woman was giving us food, had her body covered in tattoos, and her face was covered in tattoos. And on it there was this elephant. It was like super ornate, and it had its trunk turned up and it was catching a teardrop from the corner of her eye. And I just said, "That's a beautiful tattoo." And she's like, yeah, I designed it myself, and thank you so much. And is it weird to give a compliment instead of making a judgment? I would argue that anyone we admire is weird in one way or another. My dad was weird, and I'm grateful he gave me that freedom. Look at nature. The weird trunks of trees leading to each branch, not straight and although similar in function, taking wildly different shapes and turns. Leaves with blemishes and mutations, but the tree doesn't cast out the imperfect and misshapen. It embraces them and moves as one. Here's a quote from Carl Jung. "We should grow like a tree that likewise does not know its law. We tie ourselves up with intentions, not mindful of the fact that intention is the limitation, yes, the exclusion of life." So many people throughout history and our lives seem weird because we don't do what they do, but we probably don't know why they do what they do. They do what brings themselves and others joy. In modern society, weird has a negative connotation. Weird can be synonymous with wrong, creepy, bad, and undesirable. In reality, normal and weird are just arbitrary constructs. To have long hair as a man is weird because it's not common. To be a stay-at-home dad is weird. To make art is weird. To seek knowledge is weird. Nature is weird. To speak more of our likes than our dislikes is weird. To give a genuine compliment is weird. Talking to not-so-strange strangers is weird. To take your health into your own hands is weird. It's weird to invest in yourself. You name it, and to someone out there, it's weird. And life is weird. And weirdly, weird is shamed. All the stars of history were and are all weird. And so are we. Or maybe a different way of saying it, unique. I've always admired people's ability to be who they are. For a long time, I buried the weird because I was afraid of what people might think. I used to torment myself with a projected perception of what others might think. I no longer fear that because I realized shame is a game we play with ourselves. In the privacy of our own homes and time alone, the perception of weirdness being negative can infiltrate the place where we are free of others' expectations. This is a subtle self-policing of limitation injected by a society that in many ways fears unique expression. If you can bring yourself to do something alone, eventually you'll have the courage to do something together with people who won't cut you and your dreams down because, quote, it's not normal. It's freedom. And in this freedom is where creativity arises and thrives, because few will care what you do until you show them or tell them. It's up to us which opinions we allow to affect what we do and who we are. There's a quote by Alain de Botton that says, "There's a whole category of people who miss out by not allowing themselves to be weird enough." We shouldn't fear being weird. We should fear dying with compromised integrity, with beautiful, powerful ideas and abilities locked in our minds. Ideas unexpressed, skills unlearned, projects unstarted and unfinished because of what we think others might think. There's a quote by Arthur Ashe, and it's "Do what you can where you are with what you have." So I made this video on my phone, which is a tool of capturing creation. You don't need much. A tool, an idea, and a commitment. I have the will to do something different than I've ever done, to act differently and to be different. It's weird to try new things. We can liberate ourselves from the confines of expected outcomes and perception by just doing what we are called to. So what interests you? What have you always wanted to do? Are you afraid of what others might think or say, or the thoughts that say you can't, your own or someone else's? Take control of your destiny. Make the things you want to make. Do the things you want to do. Wear what you want to wear. As my brother Heavy Clouds once said, these things are a billboard of consciousness. Expose those around you to things that they wouldn't encounter normally. Plan an adventure and invite some people along. Not everyone will come, but the ones who do will make you feel good to be truly you. My friends, be weird because one day you won't be here. I love you, weirdos. Until next time, make sure you refine.